Hi, I'm here with Michael Eisler, who's the CEO of Whap. We're here in RocketSpace, and Whap has its U.S. operations here in RocketSpace in San Francisco, but you as a company are based in Austria. Can you tell us all what Whap does?
Yes, of course. WebWolf, nowadays, we all use different cloud services like Facebook, Flickr. We use Evernote. Of course, we use cloud storages like Dropbox. And we all want to share our files. And we have to collaborate within teams. We have to collaborate with our customers. But focusing on files, we have to do this between different cloud services manually, and that's boring and time consuming. That's the point where WebWolf is deconstructing the barriers of the cloud. Yeah, we launched our product, the first product, the WebWolf Automator for Dropbox, and by connecting your Dropbox with WebWolf, you can choose a folder to be automated, choose an action to be performed, and that's it. Whenever you put a new file into your Dropbox folder, WebWolf will perform this action automatically. So our users love to send their files to Evernote or share their documents on Google Docs or put photos on Facebook and Flickr, and everything is done automatically. So we even have users who combine our service with services like If This Then That to put all their Instagram photos automatically to Dropbox and let WebWolf do the rest. So we help people to be more efficient on handling files, documents, and photos. And maybe you know what WebWolf stands for. No? Okay, the W stands for the web. Then you have the application, and if you turn the wolf, you will get flow. So WebWolf is putting... Whoa. Let's try again. WebWolf is putting your files to flow. So that's exactly what we are doing. Yeah.
That is the winning pitch as far as I'm concerned. And so can you tell me about how long the company has been around and your funding and your employees, all those kind of numbers?
Okay. We founded the company in 2010, launched at the demo fall 2010, and switched our headquarters to the US in the middle of 2011 because we are from Austria, you already mentioned, from Vienna, and I don't know if you know it, Austria is of course where the kangaroos go skiing, yeah, and so we had to move from the Alps to Mountain View and settle down in San Francisco. So we're here at RocketSpace, and we are about 10 people at the moment. So RocketSpace is a great place to work. Yeah.
Great. And can you tell me a little bit about what it's been like being here in San Francisco and how the product has grown or the company has changed since you moved?
Yeah, we learned a lot here in San Francisco because in RocketSpace we have the possibility to get in touch with interesting people, to get in touch with other startups and huge partners, and of course there are great events to be connected to others. So every partnering is possible here in San Francisco. You meet here in RocketSpace in the meeting conference rooms or something else. So it's not comparable to a place in the world. Yeah.
Great. Well, are there any plans that you have for the upcoming months? Anything that we can look at from WebWolf?
Yes, of course. We are about to launch another WebWolf Automator. We are not clear at the moment which cloud storage it can be. You know, all the aspects about G Drive, for example, and we are waiting what will happen, and then we will speed up and launch our next Automator.
Great. Well, thank you so much, and best of luck.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Okay, so we're still here at RocketSpace, and sitting here with me is Andy Malvena, the co-founder of Bright Pearl. Hi, Andy. Can you tell us what Bright Pearl is? Give us your pitch.
Sure. So Bright Pearl's a cloud software for retailers with less than 20 staff. And Bright Pearl helps those retailers sell not just in their store online, but through multiple online shopping channels, and also helps them run their back office more efficiently. You see, small business tends not to have the in-house expertise or the budget to actually understand how to provide a seamless online shopping experience, which others consumers we want. We're on mobiles, we're looking at Facebook, and a whole range of other channels will probably appear that a retailer is struggling. How do I actually make money through these channels? So the best they can do is probably start investing in one channel, but it's not connected to the others. So they're really not making the most of that. And Brightpill helps a retailer connect its inventory into all these online shopping channels, so they can sync what's available in real time at what prices and manage a single database of all their company information.
And then can you tell me how you guys started this company, or what the idea was that got this going?
Sure, yeah. Well, interestingly, for a software company, we started making skateboards, which a long time ago, about 10 years ago, co-founder and I were making skateboards in our basement at university and selling those. And Chris then grew that business into the 5th largest skateboard company in the world. We were selling long skateboards, so really popular in LA and California. Now, the process of growing that business was really frustrating for Chris because he didn't have the budget for a decent software system, so he built his own. So that cloud platform integrated all these online shopping channels for his business that we started. And now we've taken that software and we're providing it to other retailers.
I see. Wow. And you guys are based in the UK, or you were headquartered there, but now you have some staff here in San Francisco at RocketSpace. Can you tell me about the breakdown of where your staff is located?
Sure. So we started in 2008 in the UK. We've got 8,000 businesses using the platform globally. So the company's HQ'd in the UK. We've got 51 staff total. I think 45 are in the UK. We've got five or six here. But we want to provide. I mean, the e-commerce industry in the US is exploding, and this complex retail environment is actually trickier here in the US. So we're putting a team on the ground in order to help more US businesses. So this is a strategic market for us that actually has a lot of complex demands itself. So that's why I'm here and building a team in the US.
Great. And can you tell me, do you have any funding? Well, you have to have funding in order to be here at RocketSpace. Can you tell me about that?
Happy to do that. So yeah, we've raised $5.5 million in total over a seed and an A round. So we were first introduced to our investors through Seed Camp, which is a European-based initiative that's incredible. It's similar to Y Combinator with a European flavour. Highly recommend it.
And how has it been being here in San Francisco? Are there any plans to kind of invest more in your staff here in the Bay Area?
Sure. So the US is a strategic market for us. We've got really great connections at all levels into eBay, into Magento. Roy Rubin was retweeting some of our articles recently. We're talking to the top guys at Amazon around how to enable Amazon sellers to do their business more efficiently. So, we're here to stay. I soon see the revenue coming into our business, 25% comes from the US, even though we've only got 5 staff here. So we're gonna grow the US operation probably a lot bigger than the UK as quick as we can.
Great. Well, Andy, thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you.
Okay, we're still here at RocketSpace in San Francisco, and with me here is the co-founder or founder?
Original founder of Fight My Monster. I've got a business partner I work with.
Great. And you're Dominic Williams.
I'm Dominic,
Just wanted to get your name in there. And can you go ahead and tell us what Fight My Monster is?
Fight My Monster's a free-to-play card trading game for boys with an attached community. We launched in the UK beginning of last year. We've grown to 1 million user accounts as of about a week ago. So big growth. That was done on a pretty small budget. We raised money at the beginning of this year, mainly from American investors. And we're sort of just in the process of relocating here.
Great. And can you tell me exactly what it is that Fight My Monster does that's different or fun, or what your angle is?
Okay, so I've got some boys, and I saw how their sort of age group loved trading cards, and it occurred to me that we could create trading cards with unique monsters that were generated by the software, rather than just coming from a designer. So that's how it started, and then we added ways to fight monsters, trade monsters. You have a profile page where your monster collection resides and your pile of nuggets, which is the profits from your trading and fighting. And we added various social features, and it just sort of exploded from there.
I see. Great. And is this on the web or mobile? What all platforms is this available on now?
So at the moment, it's purely the web. It's a full browser screen Flash client. But, as we go forward, we'll put mobile versions out, on Android and iOS probably.
Great. And what age range particularly are you seeing that this is most popular with?
So it's primarily directed to boys, and sort of 85% of our user base is boys sort of 8 to 12.
Okay. And what's it been like being out here? Because you were started in the UK and then you've moved over here.
So we started in London, and we've come here for a number of reasons. One is to be near our investors and partners. Another one is just things happen so quickly here. So there's a huge talent pool, and we sort of made the decision to come out at the GDC a few weeks ago, and already we've made some incredible senior hires. So we're a team of 4 over here already now. So moving pretty quick.
And I guess sometimes when people think of gaming, they think of these huge companies. I mean, Zynga, is just actually one of the smaller ones in the space. How do you, as a small startup, kind of stay competitive or keep an edge?
It's an interesting question. I think there are different strategies for building, games companies. I mean, one is obviously to scale up your workforce pretty big size, but a company like Zynga's got lots of different games properties. We've got one property. So for us, we're just focusing on that, and it makes more sense to have a larger number of senior engineers rather than a even larger bunch of maybe medium and juniors and so on.
Right. And so what are the plans over the next few months now that you're here in San Francisco? Do you have any specific things that you're trying to do?
We're just, continuing with the development of the game. We've got all sorts of ambitious plans. Some of them pretty, following relatively well-trodden paths now with merchandise and physical versions of the virtual cards and things like that.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for talking to us, and best of luck.
Pleasure. Thanks.